Hi, guys. Before this podcast starts officially, I wanted to just do a little intro and explain what's going on and let you know that this will be our last episode of the quote-unquote season, which just means I'm going to take a few weeks off and get kind of refreshed and a little reorganized around what I'm trying to do. Summer has been really wonderful and stretching, and if you are one of my beloved listeners that is tracking with every episode, you'll notice that there have been a couple weeks when I've taken a break and it's been a little spotty. And that's not really my intention. It's not actually what I want to do, but it's sort of how it worked out this year. So I wanted to end this season just to get a clear vision of what I want to do for the fourth season of the Heal Create podcast. And I'll probably launch that in September like I have the last couple of years. This podcast is actually an interview that I did with three of my best friends. And it was during something that I call Friendship Camp. And Friendship Camp is this get-together that we do every year with me and my best friends. We used to live in the same city and we raised our babies together. And then after a few years, one by one, each of us moved all across the country and we moved away. But we still get together and it's like a reset. It's like a just a connection of us as best friends. And we've worked through so much together. We've been through so much together. And I wanted to kind of capture what it is that we've learned now in our midlife, now in our 40s, about keeping friendship, about healthy friendships. It's something that I work with a lot of young creatives on and, just healthy relationships in general. And I think my friendships have been the hardest fought prize of my life. And I feel so incredibly grateful and so incredibly proud of what I've built with my close-knit group of friends. And so I wanted to share them with you. The audio is a little funky because it was hard to figure out how to capture the three of them talking around one mic. And so I apologize for that. But man, am I so excited to introduce you to these girls and just hopefully inspire you or make you think about friendship in general and what might be the invitation for you in your own friendships. Not because I'm any kind of expert. I'm only, I don't know, halfway through my life. Maybe less. Maybe I'm a third of the way through my life because innovations in the future will make us all live an extra 20 years. But I have lived some years and I do know some things and have learned things the hard way over and over, especially in my relationships and with these girls in particular. And I think us navigating all of those things together has given us this really indestructible bond that I'm just really proud to share with you. So thank you guys for tracking with me and for listening this season. I have had a few people reach out and suggest different things to talk about. Actually, this episode is in response to someone asking that I would share, interview my friends, that we would have a podcast with my friends. And so if you have any idea as a creative, as, a young Christian or spiritual creative who is interested in emotional health, emotionally sustainable creativity and artistry, please let me know if there's any topic that you'd like me to cover as far as healthy emotional, just vibrancy or spiritual health. Let me know. DM me. You can email me, Courtney at courtneyandheart.com. And I would love to kind of put some stuff out there that might be specifically supportive to you. So love you guys. So glad you guys have been here with me this season, and I'll see you in a few weeks. If you are looking to move forward in your life towards your authentic dreams without sacrificing your emotional health, your nervous system, your relationships, or your spiritual health, well, you are in good company. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Courtney Lancaster, and this is a safe space for creatives. This is the Heal Create podcast. Welcome to another episode of the Heal Create podcast. My name is Courtney, and I'm so glad you're here because I actually have three people that have changed my life for the better. 3 of my best friends in the whole world. Everyone say hello to Jackie, Rachel, and Stephanie. Hi, guys.
Hey. Hello.
So they are in town in my house for the weekend for something I called friendship camp. Mm-hmm. And it's something that we've been doing for, I think we said like 13 years.
Highly recommend.
Yes, highly recommend. So we're kind of rushing through this a little bit because we have to get Rachel to the airport. But I'll just say we have been friends for Jackie and I knew each other in high school. Mm-hmm. Stephanie and I have known each other since college, freshman year of college.
Early college days.
18 years old. Rachel and I met each other in our 20s, and we all had babies together and met each other in like a mom's group and became best friends and have surfed the waves of differences and life and conflict and laughing and crying. And so the reason why I wanted to have you guys on was because one of my favorite listeners, you know who you are, requested, you should do a podcast episode with all of your friends. And she asked the question, I'll get to the question that she asked, but I thought I would start with this question about friendship in general. And what is something that you've learned about being a good friend by being in this group?
I feel like something that pops in my head was one of the first times we hung out, and I was so excited to be out with a friend, and it was like a weekend getaway, and you, Courtney, kind of went off and did a walk by yourself, and I was like a dog at the window, where is she going? What's happening? And you had said, I just needed some quiet time or some time to decompress, or you said something that I had just never heard before. And it was you can stop anytime and take a minute for yourself.
Yeah.
And I just had never experienced that. Mm-hmm. And it was I don't know. It just was very eye-opening to me. And
totally. Friendship doesn't need to come at the cost of self-care.
Yeah.
Yeah. And friendship is better when you do know how to take care of yourself. Would you say?
Yeah. And just how natural it felt to you to be able to just take 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Where I feel for me, it was always we're here and we're together. We're going to do everything together, and let me know when you're done. And it just... it just builds and builds and builds, and then afterward you're exhausted, and it was you can actually stop for a minute if you need to. And
I
don't know.
That is really true.
Yeah.
What you
don't have to
know
be on all the time.
What you didn't know was at the time I actually had a massive drug problem. Just kidding. What about you guys?
I would say also with that, or similar to that, is there was a comfort level of we didn't have to always all be together. We would break up into different groups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it didn't feel like someone was getting left out. It just felt they're having their moment, and we're okay with that. There was no
jealousy.
Yeah, jealousy or
exclusivity.
Yeah. And we still do that. And I always every time that happens, I love it and appreciate it. I'm
totally.
This is so great.
It is
even if special. I'm on my own, and there's because a lot of times there's 5 of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So 2 will be talking and 2 will be talking, and I'll just be walking and kind of a part of it, but not a part of it, and I'm totally comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And I can't explain why it's not like that in other friend groups.
Yeah.
But
right.
It just feels really pure and safe.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. We ebb and flow well together.
Yeah.
Which I think is because, this is why I think that is. I feel like there's 2 reasons. And one of them is because by the time we became friends as a group late in our 20s, it was because we were all kind of assigned or found our way into the same Bible study group. Mm-hmm. And so I feel there is something really beautiful about gathering in a spiritual sense that like there's sort of you have something that connects you all. Like you're all there for your own health, for your own benefit, and to connect to God, but also there's a lot of vulnerability that comes in that as well. So I feel like the foundation of our friendship as a group was sort of based on like, we all really value love and connection. Like that was the only reason why we were in that group in the first place. And the second reason I think is because by the time we all became friends, we had all been so burned by other friendships, and we just like knew we didn't want to do that again. And we knew the fruit of like exclusivity or gossip or like we were just so there's actually there's a fifth member of this band. She's not here with us right now. She had to leave early, but we were just talking about her like this morning. Like even when she left, we were like, oh, she's our heart. Like we love her so much. We were talking about her this morning, how much we love her. And I'm like, I can't remember really seeing that modeled where like when one friend would be gone, the other woman would just like gush about her behind her back, like talk about how much they love her behind her back.
Yeah.
And I think we just had all sort of learned the fruit of like gossip and judgment, like unhelpful gossip and judgment, so much so that it's like not a part of it. We just don't, it's just not what we do, you know? And then, what about you, Steph?
Yeah, I think what I've learned by being in this friendship group is that we can all be so different and celebrated. Like that. We were just talking about that this weekend, that like, oh, one of us is into this and one of us is into this. And it's like never a source of contention or like jealousy or like feeling like we have to conform, you know, that kind of thing. Like it was the first time I really learned how to celebrate with people and be celebrated for my individuality. Like that has been super meaningful to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like that's why our trips always feel so well-rounded, because we all bring something, you know. We're going to do paddleboarding because one person wants the adventure. We're going to sit down and do a meditation because one person needs to check in. We're going to watch a sappy movie and cry together and eat snacks because, you know, so it's like we get a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So even things that might not be in your comfort zone or might not be at the top of your list, you're getting to do more fun stuff.
Yeah. How would you, because I have a lot of 20s and 30 somethings that are like, they want to cultivate a really deep friend group where they feel like seen, they feel like they can be themselves. How would you like advise somebody or like encourage somebody who really wanted to find and cultivate like deep lasting friendships? Like what are some of the things that you've learned from this friend group that you would say like wisdom you would pass on?
I think something that's coming to mind for me is like,
This is Stephanie speaking.
yes, this
Rachel here.
Like, I think all the singers.
Just a bunch of white
is
girls.
like, I know we probably do all sound the same. I would say wanting it, and then are your actions aligning with that want? Because I would have said I wanted it my whole life, but then I was guarded, or I was, you know, withdrawn, or I would isolate, or I wouldn't be honest, you know, things like that. So I would say like, do a really important self-assessment and just kind of see, are you actually doing those things too with your friends, even if it is a want and desire? Are you being vulnerable, or like, are you open to that and stretching yourself? Because this does stretch you. Like there's no way around it.
Yeah.
Right. And if not, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like why?
Like it starts with assessing inward first.
Right.
And then being comfortable enough to have that dialogue, to have that, like, you know, checking in with each other and being like, hey, you know, like that actually kind of hurt my feelings a little bit when you said that. Like, I'm not sure what's going on there. And then being like, oh, I mean, it actually has nothing to do with you. There's something for me that felt really sensitive, you know, and being able to have somebody else facilitate like a deeper conversation. At least for me, that was another thing that was eye-opening, because it wasn't something I was used to. And so that really helped.
Totally.
To have, because we're all so different, we can push each other a little bit into those tricky conversations where you're transparent and you're honest and vulnerable. And it's not fun.
It's not fun.
It's not easy to have those talks
It is
at all.
scary. Yeah.
But it's so worth it. If
Oh my
if your
gosh.
friendship and relationship is important to you, then you need to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it works for us because we're all like wildly different,
Yeah.
but like also very accepting and open with our differences. Like not like I don't know. I feel like I can be my true self,
Yeah.
even though it's like not anything like what you are, Courtney, or what you are, Stephanie. Like we all bring something wildly different to the table. And like you were saying, like there's celebrated differences instead of like judged or criticized differences. And that's been like that from the very beginning. And yeah, I don't know how we cultivated that, but
Well, I think it's because like the thing that drew us together wasn't one interest. It wasn't like we all met at the gym or like we all are singers or, you know, something
Right.
that like if it changed, we wouldn't have a reason to meet anymore. It's like our foundation, the thing that we started the thing that we built our friendship around was like pursuing love and health.
yeah, that's good.
And that's like an indestructible foundation.
For sure.
Wouldn't you say? How would you describe each of us? Like, if people, just in case anyone's curious, like, what do you mean you're so different? What do you like? How would you how would you guys describe Jackie? I think that's how I'm going to ask the question. Like, let's not describe ourselves.
Yeah.
What would be a quick, like, I would say Jackie to me is like totally up for anything.
Yeah, I was saying
like,
adventure.
Adventurous.
Yeah.
Like,
Spontaneous.
very spontaneous, very brave, like, very like pro life, fun,
Playful.
Yes.
Yeah. Like we were at the beach and you're like, who wants to do a headstand?
and the sand. Yeah. Yeah. Like
You're
just,
very like in the moment and like present.
Yes.
Ask your friends what they like about you.
Yeah.
This feels good. I changed my answer. I don't play video games.
Well, that's something that you do. That's actually another
no,
really
yeah,
good question too, is like supporting each other through really hard times. But to finish the first question, how would we describe Rachel? Rachel has like a very high, what's the best way to say this? Total athlete,
Yeah.
like forever absolute athlete, which I feel like to me is like the opposite of any friend that I've ever made or anything that I have ever been.
We've had
You run for
funny
fun.
conversations over athletics.
I know. Watch me try and describe the different sports. And I like, so you like, that is a huge part of your value and your identity. You were a PE teacher, you were an athlete, you have like, that's just health and fitness is just like who you are, but also like very slow to speak and quick to listen. Like you like, I feel like Rachel's like somebody that she's like looking at you like you're like one of those kaleidoscope things that you like twist in front of your eyes. Like, you know what I mean? And when you twist it, like,
It's like changing.
yes, it's changing. She's like looking at you like that. Like, huh. Like she's watching you change as you're trying to explain yourself. And it's like beautiful to her. What would you guys say about Rachel?
Yeah. I would say the same thing. Like I have learned so much from Rachel about health in lots of forms. And
Holistic health.
yes, that's a
totally.
great way to put that. And like fitness. But the thing I've also really appreciated about you is you never make anyone feel bad about it. It's like you never position yourself better than anyone else. It's like really authentically who you are.
We position her as better.
Yeah, totally.
Like, well, Rachel's
we
obviously
may
better.
do that, but you don't. And I appreciate that. Like, it's made it more accessible to me, or it's made it at least
Like health and fitness.
an opportunity to be
holistic,
curious
yeah.
about instead of feeling shame or like I'm not as good as. I really value your
Yeah.
perspective on those things. And then also like internally your growth mindset. I feel like you are one of those people that when you're speaking, it's like shh. Rachel's speaking. It's like wise
Yeah.
and like really depth.
Very thoughtful.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Wow, this is great. I really do this more often.
We do though, but yeah, it's been a while. It's been a couple
Yeah.
years since we've had this question.
We are kind of obsessed with building each other up.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's another reason. Yeah.
And
think controversy.
I think we should say about Michelle too, because we were talking about
Michelle's
about Michelle, that
people
we're
too,
like,
yeah.
she's like the heart and the warmth. And
Yeah, what would
like
you say about Michelle?
Yeah, I would say she's the heart and the warmth. Like it's like such a integral piece of our group, and
She's technically the oldest of us, and she is like the young, not in an immature way, in like purity of spirit. She is just like wide-eyed and hopeful and like encouraging to everyone. She's really good at like not letting a silence go to waste, but not out of like a nervous energy, out of like every silence is an opportunity to like like encourage or to like ask a good question or connect. Yeah. She's
I could just like melt. There's just something about her that I could just like melt into her. Like
yes.
her touch has
We
just
need to say
always
that too.
been
Yes.
like
Yes.
so. Like she's touchy.
Yeah.
She likes
whole
to.
group in that way.
She likes to hold
She
you.
really, she's
like,
very physically. Oh, she's very physically affectionate. I totally cut you off, but like,
Oh no, that's fine.
yeah, totally physically affectionate, and it was it was new for every single one of us.
Yeah.
She just would be walking like, hold your hand, or
It just like
link your
melts
arms.
you. And like I'm like, oh
Yeah.
Yeah,
like I love this.
I know. It's like very sister.
Very intentional about like when she's talking to you, she'll kind of reach out and like put her hand just so
and look in your
casually,
eyes.
so
Oh gosh.
like
Yes.
authentically like connecting with you. Where you're like, oh, okay, it's coming. Like,
Yeah, Yes. The like highest vibe sister energy for sure. Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
She's a twin. That's why she's got that.
Oh yeah,
great
she is
sister
a twin,
energy.
and I don't know her twin at all.
No,
I know.
Yeah, that's so funny. Okay, Stephanie.
we go back.
Michelle.
Michelle.
Okay, Stephanie.
You are like the best listener. Like, and there's so much like, you just have like this intuitive spirit when you're listening to be able to connect with whatever we're saying in such a meaningful way. And I mean, yeah, I've just learned so much from you. And honestly, like in listening, and I don't think I've ever considered myself a very good listener. So like I take cues from you in that for sure. Because you listen, like you're doing it right now. You listen so like intentionally. And yeah, I love that about you. And your responses to that, I'm like everything you say is like the Bible. It's like, it's true.
You speak truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true.
And I think your level of thoughtfulness was here again, something I had never experienced. And not just in the way that you are physically, like making sure there's room, making sure everyone is happy, or here in the sun, do you want my glasses? But like thoughtfulness when you listen, like you just know, and you ask such good, like sweet, calm, like questions that just knock your walls down, and you're like, oh gosh, okay, like it really makes me feel thoughtful about myself and what is actually going on, but it's in a way that's so gentle and like done with the most pure sincerity that it just feels like a hug when I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Great questions. And even the way you like question yourself and your own like feelings and like what's behind them. I mean, you've been therapying us way before you became a therapist.
Stephanie is an amazing marriage and family therapist. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was just like a natural gift for you.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, Stephanie and I have been friends for the longest of anyone in the group, and so I knew her first. And have been through. There's nobody that I'm in my life that I've gone through more with than Stephanie, including like long seasons of disconnection and like fighting and arguments and like conflict and stuff over the years. And I feel like the thing that I love about you, that I think we share in common, is just like such a curiosity. I think that one of the questions that this listener asked me was about like, how do we navigate conflict? And I think we said yesterday, like, you and I have navigated so much conflict that it feels totally neutral now. It doesn't even hurt my feelings at all. It's like, I think because we know, and I think everybody in this group really knows on a fundamental level that if something bothers you, it's because of something inside of you.
Yeah.
Like it's there, nobody else is ever like wrong or bad or like dumb. Like it's like, oh, that brought something up in me.
Yeah.
And if that's not the most like relationship saving question or like awareness to have, I don't know what is. Because when you know that like everything's a mirror and the way that somebody triggers you is because they're bringing something up in you, that is like an indestructible, like it's very elastic. There's like, that's like, your relationships can be incredibly like stretchy because you're like, it just brings the responsibility back to yourself. And the person that I've learned that the most with is Stephanie. Like, I don't feel like there's anything that either of us could say that we wouldn't be like, there might be some truth there. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Totally. Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense.
Even if I like initially feel like I want to be like, hey, yeah, you're probably right.
I know.
It's just, we have, and that is true for all of us and me and you, is just that like, we just know underneath it, there is a lot of security and attachment there that we're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And you've done a really good job of naming defense, where I feel like I'm not as good at that because my defense feels accurate in the moment. But you're like, oh, I'm noticing that I'm noticing some defense coming up when you're saying that. Like, let me think about that for a second, or let me take a minute. And that's really good too. But Stephanie has always just been a very, very sweet, like, spirit, like in the similar way of Michelle, of like a very the purity of who you are, like very sweet, very like loving. Like you can just tell you've always been a kid with your heart wide open, which is why like knowing each of your stories kills me. And you know, because none of us escaped like childhood trauma. None of us did in one way or another. And I feel like that's probably another reason why like defense is a waste of time. Like hating each other is a waste of time. Like we've all been through too much to hold on to any offense, you know?
Yeah. Well, and I think also we genuinely want to build each other up. Like we get excited about like, what are your dreams for the future? Like, I feel like we see each other for not only who we are, but like, oh, like you're going to change the world. I feel like we've all we're becoming each other. And that's going to look different for all of us. And I'm so thankful for that because it's, you know, it helps us all grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Courtney, I would say what I think about Courtney is like you wear your heart on your sleeve. You are so open to sharing yourself with like all of us. And you know how to make a moment a moment. Like it's like one of my favorite things about you, whether it's deep questions or dancing or laughing or crying, like you know how to make a moment with all of us. And it's always based on love and connection. Like that is the undertone of it all, is like, how can I make this moment a connection because I just love all of you so much. And we feel so, and I feel so loved and seen in your presence all the time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Cool. I already cried today.
Also have like a very magnetic aura, spirit of like, there's just something that like everyone wants to be your friend. Everyone wants to be Courtney's best friend. Since the first time I ever met you, like literally everyone in the church is like, Courtney, like I must be friends with Courtney. And you were the friend that wanted to be friends with me. Like, not that I was like, I wasn't gonna like try to attach myself to you, but like, I think I was like nervous because everyone wanted to be your friend and you're so good to everyone. Like you're so kind and you like you were saying, you just see people. You see all those people who, like, I would be overwhelmed if that many people wanted to be my friend. I would be like, no, sorry, like, bubble, you're in it. There's only a couple people that can get past. But you let people in, and then you still, like, pursued me for friendship. And I wasn't one of those people that was like, you know, I have to see Courtney on Sunday because I need to be friends with her, you know, like. and you still, like, you were almost that to me, but I don't know why. Like, yeah, I know I'll never.
Don't even disclaim it. Because you're amazing, that's why.
Like, yeah, you have a magnetic spirit to you. Like, everyone just wants to be in your presence. And I think, you just see people. It's beautiful. And you saw me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I had really ever felt seen before, so.
It's just a love fest in here. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
It's fine. I feel like they get it.
Yeah.
Well, you know who I am.
Yes. I think that you're so well-rounded in, and you like strive for excellence in so many areas. Like you're just constantly leveling up. Like everywhere I look, it's like, oh, and this, and this, and this, and this. And it's just this like curious and like creative and like strong way about you that's just wants to know more, wants to experience more. Like, how can we make this better? Even like in the kitchen, oh my gosh, you guys should have Courtney cook for you. Like, she just is like this like beautiful tornado of like, and then this from here and this from here. And
So creative.
A recipe sheet.
Every cabinet open, music at level 10.
Refrigerators open. Loud music. Yeah.
It is absolutely true.
But that's just, and then it comes out and you're like, dang girl, look what you just did. And I feel like you're like that with everything you get, like very focused on what your goals are, what you want. And you don't dream small, you dream really big. And it's infectious. And, I'm so thankful for that.
I also want to say you're like, you wouldn't like expect this of you, but you're incredibly intelligent. Like,
You
I mean, I'm not that you know what I mean? Like,
Beautiful butterfly.
yeah, because you live like in
Like-
the spirit so often. Like, you're not living like an intellectual nerd. Like, you don't come off as like intellectual nerdy.
Oh, but
you are like,
Yeah.
you read a book and you memorize the dang things.
all of that. Yeah.
And you learn from it and you apply it, and or toss it out because you're like, nope. But you're very, I've always admired that about you, like
Definitely.
how
Like
you
a
read a
learner.
book and then you're literally quoting the whole thing to us, and I'm like, I read a chapter last night. I can't tell you one.
I read the same chapter 3 times. I'm still like, what do we do with this information?
So basically, you guys can tell that we are obsessed with each other,
It's true.
that we love each other. And thank you guys all for saying that. It is very interesting to hear yourself through other people's eyes, but
Yes.
it's also interesting to notice how much I want to disclaim everything that you're saying. You're like, oh, she's a tornado in the kitchen. I'm like, I think that's ADHD. Like, it's like, that's mental illness. No, just kidding. No, or like, but I don't know. There's so many different things that I like notice that I want to say, and I don't know if it's because we're uncomfortable or it doesn't totally feel safe to see ourselves the way that other people see us, because it's just so beautiful and vulnerable, and none of us are used to that level of like
truly being
openness.
seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I will say is like, whatever you guys can do, whoever's listening, whatever you guys can do to find friends that have similar values and get to a point where you get used to whatever they trigger in you being an opportunity for you to heal and grow, combined with like choosing to see the absolute best in them. I think it's a muscle. I think it's a muscle that we have really like worked really hard on. Like this is now, I mean, Stephanie and I are at 25 years of friendship. And then like the group of us is at like 13, 14, 15 years of friendship. And we have like grown to where this is our norm. Like we just see the best in each other all the time. And it did not start out that way. But if you guys can find friends that you can just practice seeing the best in them, even if the friendship doesn't work out, you're going to grow. You're going to wire your brain to see the best in general, which will be good for you. But if you have somebody that is also willing to see the best in you and willing to take responsibility for their triggers and hurts and willing to do the work to grow alongside you, That is the recipe.
Mm-hmm.
Friendships like that are possible, and we are living in it.
And so worth it.
Yeah.
You know, like it's so much easier to be like, no, that's okay. But really, like coming out on the other side of growth and conflict and, you know, disconnection into this place where it just feels like every time that we've had a conflict or disconnection, the other side is stronger and deeper and more vulnerable. And it's incredible.
Well, we went from all living in the same town to now living across the country.
Good point.
And so when we get together, it's once a year, and we, no joke, have an itinerary. And it's loose. But it's otherwise you just get so caught up that you could just kind of the weekend would just go by.
But the itinerary includes like deep talks and like
absolutely.
meditations.
Meditations, getting in the ocean. You know, it's a mix of
adventure.
all of our favorite things.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
we're gonna do something that makes us a little brave. We're gonna do something that scares us a little.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And then we have these good questions, and it's like a 1 year check-in. You know, of like, okay, so this is where we were last time. How are you doing? You know, and so I feel like it's all going up.
Yeah. And we are checking in with each other throughout the year. Like the long distance friendships, I think, are really difficult if you don't have a super solid foundation.
Yes.
And we couldn't have anticipated that these would become long distance friendships because we were all in the same city, just taking for granted the fact that we saw each other all the time. But yeah, lucky for us, we had a good foundation. Anything else you guys want to add to encourage the girlies who are looking for their soulmate friends?
I was just thinking, like, as far as like conflict is concerned, like I mentioned before, we're wildly different.
Stuff it way deep down.
Well, I don't think it's like bad to avoid conflict either. Like, there are places we don't have to go. We don't have to get into politics. We don't have to get into the conspiracy theories that are in my brain that I think everyone should jump on board with. You know,
I'm the opposite of I'm an optimist theorist. I'm like, I think everything is gonna work out. I think everybody's doing the best they can. It's gonna be good, you guys.
Yeah. So, but like, none of those things are
right. You're right.
Yes,
absolutely.
Like a bad moment in
that's
friendship.
That's a really good point too. I don't think that's conflict. Well, maybe it's like healthy conflict avoidance.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. There are places we don't have to go.
Right.
Because our value for each other is that's what we're based on.
Right.
Yeah.
And there again, we'll check in. Like, oh, is this making you uncomfortable? And be like, yeah, let's talk about something else.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then we can let it go and
Good
be like,
job
okay,
remembering that.
you know.
We do that.
Yes,
absolutely.
And that's boundaries. And I remember somebody saying once to me, or I heard it or something, boundaries are actually for keeping people in. And I was like,
oh, that's beautiful.
Right? Like, boundaries are actually not for keeping people out.
Right.
Boundaries are like, if you want to stay in connection with me, don't cross these certain areas.
Let's make this a healthy space.
Yes, exactly. Like, this is what makes me uncomfortable to do or talk about or whatever. And in that way, I actually, it would take me conscious effort to think about what our technical boundaries are. But you're absolutely right. We have them. We don't talk about a lot of different things, like politics. Honestly, to me, I'm like, ugh, boring. Like, why? Like, yes, we have such,
Well, even when we were together on the beach or something, you're like, that's not something that's interesting to me right now, or that book doesn't like me. You know, we'll recommend stuff to each other and be like, actually, no. And that's okay. And we don't stop and dwell on it. It isn't this rain cloud.
No, and it didn't hurt my feelings. No. I was like, I would have been totally stoked if you guys would have like gone there with me, but it didn't hurt my feelings either. I was like, okay.
Because we have other areas that we can connect in. We have other ways that we can
that's really
find common ground.
Good point, Rach. Wow. Okay. I don't want you to miss your flight.
I don't either.
We gotta go.
Okay, we gotta go.
2 minutes.
Any, like, last throw, pitch, thoughts? Anything? That's it?
What just happened happens a lot. You just said something that like blew our minds. We're like, whoa. Yes. You know, that's we do that all the time. Like, somebody
with each
just
other
says something, we're like, oh,
I've
never thought of it.
Extremely teachable to each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
And influenced.
So it just happened again.
Yeah. Don't think of each other as like, oh, you're better than me because it's like, no, you are better at that than me.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't want to learn from you.
Yeah.
Or if I don't have a desire to do that, I just want to admire it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Really.
So good.
Women, friends, sisters are life changing. Yeah.
Okay. Seek them out.
Absolutely. Okay. That's it for today, guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.